All right, y'all, it's day 7. Yesterday was a rough, you know, eating schedule and being dialed with everything. I wasn't 100% locked in how I should have been, but that's okay, man. Today, we starting off the early morning with the walk. I don't got Rocky right now because he was sleeping in the bed, but yeah, I think I'm gonna fast today. I had that pizza yesterday and I woke up and I immediately feel the effects of it when I wake up. Like my face is like saggy and I feel like a little sluggish and like my brain isn't quite clicking, almost like I feel like I need coffee, but I'm not trying to drink that much caffeine, if any. I just want to have good control over what I'm doing. I'm not necessarily trying to keep myself from pizza or coffee or all these things forever, but I want to be very intentional with them. I want to have complete control over my intake. How much am I eating of those things, and are those things are they controlling me? That's first and foremost what I'm trying to get past, because that's what happens, and especially usually if I were to have pizza or something diabolical, I wake up the next day and I have an unproductive day. It leads into another day and leads into another day. So again, we're not trying to work toward perfection. I'm also not trying to avoid accountability. I understand I shouldn't eat certain things and I shouldn't do certain things. But again, the goal is intention, and the goal is discipline, and the goal is control. And discipline doesn't necessarily equal perfection and say, oh, I'm disciplined so I don't mess up. No, I'm disciplined so when I do mess up, or when I do, have something that I do that I shouldn't, I bounce back quick. That's what I'm trying to build, because I want to be able to go out on a date night with my wife and not be trying to count my macros and being like a weirdo out in public. Obviously, I still want to hit my goals, but I want to be able to enjoy myself occasionally in that way, because I like food too. But the problem is when I'm doing it at home, and then we go out and and then it's like, oh, well, I was trying to start a diet or whatever, and now I'm eating this diabolical stuff. But the real issue was what was happening at home. And that's what's the issue right now, and trying to fix that. But I think today will go good, man, because, it's Sunday, and we'll probably watch church online. And, I'll be around the house so I can drink plenty of water. I can get some work done, and I can have a nice, productive day without having to, eat today. I don't need to eat. I need to fast today. I need to make sure that, I'm kind of making up for it. I had like 2,500 calories yesterday, and that's like almost 1,000 more than I've been having all week. So I weigh like a pound more than I did yesterday, which again is fine. I'm not too worried about. I did get some things done with the brand. I got the size chart stuff finally figured out, and I think I'm ready for this order that I'm gonna place from our supplier. So, that'll probably come in 30 days or so, 40 days, and that'll give us more things to do, almost like more ammo for the business to grow. And I'm trying to reset the foundation of Dreamer. So when I'm working on other things, the foundation of Dreamer is still flowing, and then I can work on the business more than in the business. But right now I'm working in the business, trying to create the systems, or at least it feels like it's in the business. But sometimes when you're creating systems that you feel so unproductive, like, I spend all day like thinking and writing out the systems that I'm coming up with, or different charts or something like that. And it's like, what'd you do with your day? You just sat there and scribbled on paper and got distracted 100 times. But I think that creating systems sometimes looks like you're doing nothing, but it's very needed sometimes. There's a car passing. I get a little awkward. Yeah, bro. So I just want to get these systems built, and I want to make sure that the systems that are in play make sense and that they work and that they're efficient. And first and foremost, I got to get the system right in my life. I don't know how people wing it. I don't get it. Like, if I were to wing it, I'm going to destroy myself, because I'm going to be doing all the bad things that are bad for my time and my health and everybody around me. If I'm left to choose what I do in my day without any plan, it's not good for anybody. So, as unproductive as I feel creating systems and sitting down, and I know sometimes you just need action and you need to shut up and stop trying to plan and figure it out before you take your first steps. But I feel like that's where I've went wrong in the past, is I've just taken steps and tried to do things and didn't follow the plan. Maybe I came up with the plan, but I didn't stick to a plan, or stick to a plan long enough to actually see the effects of it play out and to benefit from it. So that's what it is, man. That's what it is. That's what I gotta do, and really just reset today. I think the cool thing about this and fasting today, and just having my week end on Sunday, is the reset, and being able to fill in that last chart and then kind of overview the week and be like, dang, okay, I fell off day 3, 4, I stopped doing this. What would help me get better at that? Okay, day 5 and 6, how do I, navigate that? So, I don't know. I got so much to do, and I get so overwhelmed. Excuse me, and I'm not good at getting things done when I have a lot of things to do. But I got to catch up. I got to play catch up. I got to get caught up on all the email stuff. Got to get this order made, because things are just getting a little shaky if I don't do that. And then on top of that, got to keep my health right. And then this is some personal stuff, but I told you guys I'm letting you guys in on some things, and especially things that I'm trying to change and grow. My wife asked me excuse me, yesterday, or she kind of just pointed out that I'm not very present in our marriage and in my in our day-to-day. I don't let her have her time to go do things, and I'm just spending too much time doing my stuff without her having time to be able to breathe a little bit, and I really am trying my best. I'm trying my best to provide for my family. I'm trying to make it to where she doesn't have to work and doesn't have to think about anything and doesn't have to worry about anything, and kind of hey, just stay with the baby and I'll go make everything happen, and I'll come back home and then I'll go back out and I'll make everything happen. It's kind of how I want to do it, but I think it's harder than it seems, especially for the women, because it's so new to my wife too, being a mom, and she's so busy. She's got, different things that she's working on as well. She's in school, and I can't even imagine what she's going through. And it really sucks to have the feeling that somebody doesn't feel supported by you. So I really need to do a better job at that, at least making her feel supported and making her feel, like this is like we're doing it together, And I'll tell you, bro, I'm really trying, I'm really trying. And with this whole 90-day thing, a lot of the change that I'm trying to make is for the longevity that's going to, at the end, it's going to benefit my family. It might be hard for my wife to see that right now, and she sees it as I'm not spending time with them or whatever, and I do need to, address that with myself and get better and try my best to just be more organized and have things to where they are getting done, like when it makes sense, and things are like, I'm not wasting time. The more intentional I am with time, the faster I can get things done that need to get done. And then the more time I have for my family, the more available I am. That's what I need to continue to get better at and continue to, try to do and try to change to accommodate. But also, I just hope that she somehow understands the, the position that I'm into. It's difficult for both of us being new parents, and it's stressful on marriages too, because it's such a big shift, and neither one of us even know who we are, and we don't really know who each other are, because it's just been chaos, and we have to get back to dating, and we have to get back to being married. And it's hard when there's stresses now, because it's, who's watching the baby? Okay, he's with me, or he's with her, or this got to happen, or we got to go, and it's just so many things that are changes, and I pray for longevity in our marriage and strength, and I pray for understanding and forgiveness, because obviously I don't want to I don't want to be one of those entrepreneurs that neglects my family, but also one of the things that I try to think about and talk about, like, I'm home, bro. I'm home 90% of the time because I work from home. My business is primarily at home. So I get to see my family more than most men get to see their family, and that's the hard part that I deal with, because I'm like, if I go to work for 6 hours a day, that's a lot less than everybody else in the world, So I don't know. I'm struggling with that right now, and I know that that's personal, and maybe I shouldn't share that, but it's just being honest, man, and something that I'm truthfully trying to fix. And it sucks to have the feeling that, people don't feel supported by you, when that's the sole thing that you're trying to do, is support them. And maybe I just have the wrong perspective on what they actually need, and I need to do a better job at shutting up and saying, okay, to my wife, what do you need? Specifically, what do you need? And trying to help accommodate to her needs. I don't know, man. It's difficult. It's all new. It's not easy. And I don't think it's supposed to be, man. Marriage is supposed to refine us. Having kids is supposed to refine us. We're supposed to get better in these situations. We're not supposed to completely fall to our bad habits. If you have a bad habit with smoking or eating bad or whatever, when you have a kid, you're going to do those things more, because it's going to stress you out. You're going to barely have time to yourself. So when you do have time to yourself, you're gonna probably dive into some destructive things, because you're trying to make up for lost time that you used to have by yourself. And if you were already filling your time by yourself with some negative habits, then it's going to amplify when you get married, and then when you have a kid, it's going to amplify. So my goal is to change my habits, man. Change how I am in my system. So I'm not doing, I'm not trying to escape my household. Like the way that I'm trying to escape my household is right now when I'm on a walk because everybody in the house is still asleep. That's what I want to do, man. And it's just difficult. But I know that it'll get better. I know that, my wife just having a baby, it's a lot on her. I can't even imagine going through any of what she went through to grow a child in your stomach and to have a baby all while in nursing school is pretty intense, man. And I honestly salute her to be able to do it, because I could not. There's no way at all. Even the schooling by itself. So I feel bad, and I want to pick up the load more. But sometimes, you're trying to pick up the load and there's no other handles to grab. You already got the load, like I got the load strapped to me, like this. And I'm just pulling the family along, like trying to figure it out, trying to find a way, trying to build longevity, trying to make it make sense. But then, sometimes there's more things that got to be picked up and handled and dealt with. And it's hard to pick things up without a handle or maybe an extra hand to grab it. So I hope that I can figure out how to change that, man. And I want to have a healthy marriage and healthy relationship with my family. I don't want to be one of those workaholic entrepreneurs that doesn't see my son and my son hates me because I missed every baseball game. I don't want that, dude. I want to be very, very, very present. But right now it's like I feel like I got to work for that, and I have a hard time being able to put my head down and focus in the right spot. But yeah, we are at 1.4 miles right now with the weighted vest. So I am going to put this up, and that's the video for the day, man. I'm not going to worry about filming today. I just need to reset. I need to get my life back together and get all the things organized. That's what I was saying about Sundays. I always want Sunday to be a bit of a reset. Not that I'm not following my routine or going along or doing the things that I, set in the routine. It's not that I don't want to do that or want to completely change it, but I do want Sunday to be, a bit of a reset day so I can relax at night tonight and then be ready for a good sharp morning tomorrow, and be on point so we can attack the week, because the main goal here is to be better than last week. Today is day 7. Day 8 is a new week. I have a new workout sheet tomorrow. Literally tomorrow is day 8 and I have a new workout sheet, brand new workout sheet. And that starts the new week and new goals and new focuses. And we're going to be chugging along through this 90 days and documenting the process. I told you guys I got this stuff pretty much organized in here. I got a couple more things that I'm going to want to get perfect and set up. But again, I need to play catch up. I really need to work hard today, but try to balance it with being present and not only working today and trying to spend time with my family. That's it. That's one of the hardest things that as a dad, and if you are a dad and a husband, man, please, any pointers, because as vulnerable as this is And it's like, oh, you're talking about your marriage online. I'm not talking negative. I'm not talking negative about my wife. I'm just saying I'm having a hard time doing the things that my family needs, or that my wife is saying that she needs. She's being vocal about something, and I'm struggling with it, man, because I feel like I am pretty present, and I want to resist what she's saying and say, no, what are you talking about? I am very present, and I do X, Y, and Z, and I do this, and I do this, and I want to make I want to have a bunch of reasons as to why she is wrong in my nature, and that's not going to fix anything, because what I need to do is address what she's talking about, not just come up with a solution myself and say, well, this will work. And that's what I tend to do. I tend to say, well, why don't we try it this way? Why don't we? And then it's like, well, I didn't even spend any time listening to what she wanted or what she needed or her cry out for help, quote unquote. But I think I don't know. I think I'll get better at it, especially as I'm building these systems out, and and then as my son gets older too, it's like I can take him to do things. Right now, it's so cold out here. If I wanted to come pack orders, I can't, because it's too cold for him. He's only 10 weeks old. So as he gets older, excuse me, as he gets older and it gets a little warmer outside, I'll be able to bring him along and work with me throughout the day. And especially when I have things more organized, I'll know, hey, this is exactly what needs to be done. So I know, oh crap, I just put him to sleep. What do I need to work on right now? But as of right now, it's been such a difficult adjustment because I'm new to this, So how do I balance it? How do I prioritize? I'm already not good at prioritizing. Now I have to prioritize, but other people are also relying on me for my time, to spend time with them, or to get things done, or to provide, or to protect. And there's so many things to think about as a man, and I think that there's just not enough help out there. There's people that talk about it, there's people that give advice and all that, but having a real deal community of people that are real life people that deal with real life things, that are vulnerable and are able to say, yeah, man, I'm dealing with this. Yeah, my wife said this, and this is how I feel, and I'm trying, like men that are trying to get better at just anything, whether it's their habits or their life, and being better fathers, better husbands, better sons, better employees, better business owners, whatever. We need that guidance. Good morning. We need that guidance. Just the young men out there, because if not, we end up doing it on our own feeling and what we think, and we need some of that wisdom poured into us, man. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in to today's video. It's a different one, but yeah, I gotta get some things rolling here, because it's time to lock in.